Hi, welcome to the Mobility Lab. First thing you need to do is go to your Canvas page and download the Illustrator file. And once you download it, it should be in a .ai format. Let me show you. It should be in this um, Illustrator file called lab4 raw file.ai, and you need to open this on Illustrator. Once you open it, you'll see something like this. So first you'll have three layers: web map, elements, web map, and then there'll be a third layer called what was it called? Base map. Um, I think it was called base of or light base or something like that. Just delete the last layer, you don't need it, and then open the web map layer, and you'll have tons of layers like this. So the reason that your file is quite very heavy is because there are absolutely unnecessary layers inside the library base, which is making it extremely heavy. So you need to have deleted few layers that I will be posting a screenshot of, and then you just need to delete these layers for the library base. And so let's first start with select the first layer and create three new layers, and then rename it as present transit, and then the second is past transit, and then the third one is future transit. Okay, and once you're done, select the first four layer starting with Utah and click and drag it to the present transit layer. Okay, that way all of these layers will fall under present transit. And then the ones that start with Salt Lake City, just click and drag to past transit layer. You'll have these in the past transit, and the Salt Lake City master transit master plan will be inside the future transit layer. Once you're done with this, we'll move on to filtering the light gray base layer. So when you click on the light gray base layer, there are a lot of layers that you won't be needing. So let me just show you the ones that will be necessary. So this is a screenshot of the layers that you need to select and delete. So I just selected these layers that start with special area, building, um, the one that has the water, the layer starting with the name water, park, airport, property, zoo, admin, and background. So you just need to select all of these layers and then click on the bin button here to delete this. And once you're done deleting all of these layers, you'll get something that looks like this. So you only need the boundary line, the one that starts with the road, and then airport runway, and then land. And these are the only layers that you need for your base map. And once you're done filtering all of these layers, next step is to create your artboard. So if you go back to your canvas, you can see the artboard is 24 by 24 inches, create 1.5 margins and 150 ppi raster. So based on this information, I created a new artboard with 24 inches with 1.5 inches margin, and I included all of these in the poster base layer. Okay, um, I need to have this in the poster base layer. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna drag it to the poster base. Okay, and so you can see it's in the poster base layer, and I'm gonna lock this. So this is the boundary section. I'm not going to have anything outside or beyond the boundaries. Now I'm going to create another layer called legend. So this is where I'm going to add all the legends. So for the legends, as you can see, what I did is just created a box, and then using a text box, I wrote all the names of the legends. So just copy the exact sequence order and layering for your legends as shown in the screen. You can pause it and um, just make it look like this. You don't need to have the legends filled. You can just create a box and then use this thing. So another trick that I wanted to show you is if your these things are not properly aligned, just make sure you click on this box and group the word and wording with the box. It's grouped as one. So let me just show you the trick. Just first make these individually, and then select both of them, right click and group it, and then you just hold down the Control and Alt key. That way your mouse will turn into a plus sign, and then while you do that, just hold and drag it. Okay, so this way you'll be able to create multiple copies of the same thing. And once you're done creating the number of legends, how many you want to make, select everything, and then let's see. As you can see, my layers are very jumbled up. It's not perfectly aligned. So in order to do that, what I will do is just select everything and then click on this thing, the horizontal left alignment tool. It aligns everything to your right. And then again, the other thing that you need to notice is there is the space between the first and the second rectangle, and second and the third rectangle is not the same. So I want to have equal spacing between these. So I'll just select everything and click on this one. It's called vertical distribution top, and when I click on it, everything is distributed equally. And then I can go ahead and double click it and then edit it as UTA light rail routes, etc. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, everything, and then arrange it in this order as present, past, and future transit. And once you're completely done doing this, next step is creating another layer called legend arrows. And in the legend arrows, you'll just use a line tool like this, and then change the strokes. Click on the swap and fill button. You don't need to fill anything, you just need the strokes, and then just click on it and then change the stroke size to make it a little visible. Okay, this is too much. I'm going to change it, and then you can double click and change the color for your symbols. So just go ahead and create lines and symbols for all of these elements. I've already done that, and this is what it looks like. So in this step, there's one thing that you need to be careful about. So there are elements that are only roots, and as for the roots, it's a pathway, so that'll be represented in the form of a line, whereas stations should be represented in the form of dot or point or circles. That's one thing. The other thing is you need to pay attention to have different colors annotated for each of the elements so that it looks different and distinct when you are finished with the map. I have very different colors for green. This is a light green and this is a dark green, but they're very distinct and they look different. Similarly, if you look at these are of the same color, but the property of the lines are different. So if you click on it, it's a continuous line, but if I click on this, click on the strokes, and then if I check the dashed line, it's going to change the property into dashed line, whereas if I click on tier 2 and the strokes, the dashed line is not checked. So that way you can create different variations. As you can see in the gas bus and the gas bus trail, it's still yellow, but I've created distinction by using different properties. So that way, first you need to finish creating all your symbology in your layers. And once you're done, select everything and then group it, Control G for group, copy this, go back to your file, and then create a layer on top, rename this as legends. Okay, and in the legend layer, paste the legends that you just made. I am going to move this to the extreme right corner and then lock this thing so that now don't lock it. Okay, and then you'll have this legend as reference for your next step. So the next step further would be to trace all of these lines that are necessary for each of the map and then match property using the legends that you just created. What I mean by that um, is go to your web map layer and then I have all of these layers, past, present, and future transit, and we're going to work one by one on each of the layers. So don't try to move any of these images because these are in perfect scale, and don't move any of these layers. So you need to lock all of these layers first. Oh, I'm sorry. What you can do is lock the layers within each of these layers. Okay, so I'm gonna lock all of the SLC master plan, SLC cities, streetcar maps. And once you're done locking these, we'll move ahead with our tracing. So some students they have copied this map into another file so that the file is not heavy. You can do that, but there's like one extra thing that you need to do at the very end. So let me show you how I traced everything. So okay, so before I start everything, I'm going to hide all of the layers. I have the legend, which is at the top. This can be at the top. And then just first you need to unhide the future transit layer and open this. So when you open it, all you'll have is, this is what I created. All you'll have is just a SLC Transit Master Plan picture. You need to lock this one and create 4 layers on top, which is Tier 2, Tier 1 Future, Frontrunner, and Bus Route. So I made this based on this legend here, the Bus Route, Frontrunner, Tier 1, and Tier 2. And then now what you need to do is, based on the color of the legend, you need to trace these layers one by one in each of these layers. For example, I'll go to Tier 2 Future Transit layer. It is represented by this light green color. I'll start tracing with my pen tool. And I just created a section. I'm not going to trace everything in this video because it's going to be long. So this is what I traced. Okay, a section of Tier 2 Future Transit, which is in dark green. So I just traced this section, a smaller portion. Similarly, for Tier 1, I just traced this part that is in light green, and for the front runner, I traced this part, which is represented by blue line with circles. And it's all, and then similarly for the bus route, it's the blue lines, and it is all in different layers. So if I hide the transit master plan, you can see all these layers. After you do that, what you need to do is hide everything. Go to your first tier 2 future transit, click on an empty side near the circle. This way, everything that you have in tier 2 future transit will be selected. And then click on the eyedropper tool, okay? And then zoom in to your legend that you created and click on tier 2 future transit line. That way, your line will have the same property. Okay, you need to repeat the same for this other line that is tier 1 future transit. Click on this icon. Everything that is in tier 1 future layer will be selected, and then just click on this tool and go to tier 1 and click on it. So that way everything will match the same property. Okay, repeat the same step for all of these other layers. So my front runner is actually now in the same color as the legend that I prepared. So you need to do this step for the future transit. And once you're done doing that, turn on the past transit layer, and then you'll have two maps. So for this map, the legend part here is missing. So I just went ahead and Googled this map, and I found an image, and it has legends that says that informs me that these colors and these properties represent these lines. So based on this, I am going to create the same thing for my past transit. So just go ahead and create, I don't know how many layers. It's the gas line, sorry, gas bus, and then we have the streetcar, and then what was the next one? And then we have electric coach and gas bus station. Electric coach and gas bus station. So this is electric coach, and then one more is gas bus station. What was the name? Gas bus station is, sorry, gas bus trail service. Okay, so it's gas bus trail service. Okay, and then following that legend, you just need to trace all of these lines. And once you're done having all the lines traced for each individual layers, you need to match property using your eyedropper tool with the ones shown in your legend, like gas bus trail, street car, electric coach. So you'll do the same for the past transit layer, and then we'll move to the present transit. And as for the present transit layers, everything has already been traced, or it already has the what is it called, the vector form. So you don't need to trace any of these lines, but you do need to match the property of these lines. So just click on the station and click on this layer, this red sorry, this button, and everything gets selected. Go to the eyedropper tool and zoom into light station. Okay, so this is the light station. Click on the dot and you'll see that the tiny dots are now matched to property of green dots. Okay, and then hide the layer, go to Utah rail routes, select it, and then you have the rail routes. Select the eyedropper tool, and the line will now appear green. If you're having this kind of problem, it's only because you need to unfill this layer. You just need the strokes, and as you can see, you have the strokes, and you just need to repeat the same thing for commuter rail and commuter rail routes. And once you are done tracing and property matching everything, there is one final step that you need to do, and that is arranging layers based on your legends that you made. So as you can see, the present transit layer has all of these layers, and it also has the front runner and the bus route. And the past transit only has these 4 layers, whereas the future transit has only tier 1 and tier 2 future. So select these two layers and drag and drop it to the present transit layer. It's because I've locked it. Okay. So just drag and drop it to the present transit layer because it belongs here. And this way you have the present, past, and future transit all lined up. And then once you have all the layers done and completed, the final step in this process will be to clip mask it into one small section. So for that, if you have scaled or enlarged these layers, I want you to go and arrange all of the layers into this size. It should not be enlarged or scaled. It has to be in this size for it to be clip masked.